If you are crunched on time but still want to achieve those splits, or just get a quick, deep hip opener practice in that you might have been craving, then you're in the right place. If you're new to the channel, I'm Heather, and I upload new free yoga classes here every week. So please do take a moment to subscribe to the channel, give this video a like, and let's just jump right on in. When you're ready, I'll meet you lying on your back on the mat. So if you're not lying on your back already, bring soles of the feet to the floor and gently roll onto your back. Keeping both soles on the floor, squeeze the right knee into the chest. Flex through that foot and see if you can grab a hold of the outside of that foot with your right hand. Bend through the knee and send that right knee to the outside of your armpit. Create a gentle resistance here as you gently pull down, lightly pressing that foot back up into the hand. Starting deep today. Great, and then keeping that right foot flexed, cross it over your left ankle, or your left knee. To take it a little deeper, grab a hold of that back thigh, or maybe the left shin. Really relax the shoulders here. Staying wherever you're comfortable today. And release the sole to the floor. Uncrossing and squeeze the left knee into the chest. Flex through that foot. Grab a hold of the outside of that left foot, or grab a strap if you need to. And bring the knee to the outside of the armpit. Making sure that this other hip stays anchored down into the ground. Kind of creating a half happy baby today. Release. Keeping that foot flexed, cross it over the right knee. You can stay here, or if you want to take it a little bit deeper, thread both hands through, grab a hold of the back of that thigh, or maybe the shin. Really keep this front foot flexed to protect your knee here. Gently release both soles to the mat. Bring them back into the chest, give them one more hug, and then slowly turn to one side. Pressing yourself up, I'm going to meet you in a downward facing dog. So turn around, plant palms to the ground, send the hips up high to the sky, and maybe pedal it out in this first down dog. Bending through one knee, and then the other, and switch. Inhale, lift right leg to the sky. Exhale, squeeze that knee into the chest, shift forward, and then gently set the shin down for pigeon. Sending the left leg back, finding a nice position here so that your hips are square to the front of the mat, but you're as comfortable as possible because we'll be sitting in this pose for a bit. So if you need to kind of roll a towel or a small blanket underneath your hips, definitely do that. Pointing through this front toe, inhale, little lift in the chest, and then exhale, come onto forearms here. And take this moment to relax. When you're ready, slowly press yourself back up. Keep the right hand on the floor, and if you want to take this a little bit deeper, send the left hand out back behind you. Lift up that back foot. Inhale first, and then exhale, send that foot towards your hips for a front quad stretch. While really trying to keep your hips still as square at the front as you can, even though that's a little difficult in this position, but you don't want them to splay to the side too much. Release. Curl those back toes under, plant both palms shoulder width apart, and come up, back up to your downward facing dog. We're going to take it on the other side. So inhale, lift that left leg. Exhale, squeeze knee into chest, and slowly setting the shin down for pigeon. Sending the other foot back, finding a position where you're comfortable, where hips are square, pointing the front toes, inhaling first to find a little lift, and then exhale, folding it down. Another great option here is to bring maybe like a foam block to rest your forehead on. Sometimes that's nice. Slowly press yourself up. Keep left hand on the floor, send the right one back. Lift up the back foot, inhale first. And then exhale, sending that foot closer to your hips. And you don't have to take this stretch. You can always skip this part and stay in the normal pigeon. It's wherever you're comfortable with your body. Release. Curl those back toes under, sending it back up, lifting up to downward facing dog. Press the chest towards the thighs. There's in line with biceps. Pedaling it out a little bit more if you need. And then inhale, sending the right leg back up again. Exhale, bringing it into center, shift forward, flex through that front foot, and then step it through. We're going to stay in a high lunge here or a runner's lunge. You can come to fingertips. Sometimes I like to come to fists if my wrists are bothering me, but I'm actually going to use blocks today. So if you do have blocks, definitely grab them because we'll be using them for the part of this part of the video. And sink a little lower maybe than you normally would in your high lunge. So keep both legs active. Scissoring them together, those inner thighs together, while lengthening down through the tailbone. On an exhale, straighten through the front leg. Sometimes I like to shift my back foot up a little bit, but stay on the ball mound of it. We're going to send the front hip back. Inhale for a nice long spine first, and then exhale, fold. Keeping hips square to the front, not letting them shift to the side. You might feel a nice deep stretch here in the back of the front leg. Inhale, bend through the front knee, shift forward, back into your high lunge. So keeping energy in both feet. Don't let that back leg get lazy. On an exhale, straighten through the front leg, shift the hips back, or the front hip back. Folding down when you're ready. We're going to go through this one more time. So inhale, then through the front knee, lengthening down through the hips. Exhale, straighten through the front leg. Sending the hip back, staying on the ball mount of that back foot. And breathing. Bend through the front knee, drop back knee to the floor. You can keep the toes curled under or uncurl them. It's wherever you're at in your practice. We're going to go straight into the splits from here. So slide the front foot forward. Lower the hips to wherever you're comfortable in your split. Definitely use the blocks, that's why they're here. And I always remind that there are different heights to the blocks. So don't forget to utilize that. You can point or flex through the front foot. Flexing gives you a little bit of a deeper stretch in the front. And breathe. Slowly press your hips up. Bring the front foot back. I'm going to move my blocks just right outside my mat here because we're going to use them again. Maybe kick out one leg and the other. Curl those toes under and send it straight up for your down dog. Arms active here. Inhale, sends left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee into chest. Shift forward, flex through that foot, step it through. Coming onto your high lunge. Just moving straight to the other side. So you can bring the blocks back if you have them. Lengthening down through the hips, but keeping the legs active. On an exhale, straighten through that front leg, shift the front hip back. Always finding length first in our spine and inhaling, and exhaling to fold when we do. Bend through the front knee, coming into high lunge. If you're a hyperextender like me in the elbows, then you probably tend to go like this when you're coming into these lunges, but make sure to keep a little bend in the elbows here. And again, that's just if you hyperextend. I tend to do it all the time, so I just try to be mindful. Straighten through the front leg. Inhaling, finding the nice long spine. Reason being so that we can breathe easier. Exhale, folding. Bend through the front knee. This is the last time on this side. Maybe sink a little bit deeper in your high lunge, but still squeeze those inner thighs together. The strength is just as important as the flexibility. And straighten through the front leg. Bend through the front knee, drop back knee to the floor, uncurl the toes, and come into your split. Slowly sliding the front foot forward, bringing the hips down wherever you're at. And trying to keep the hips square here too. So if you need to adjust, you can always curl these back toes under, kind of readjust, squaring them and then coming back down. Maybe focus on your breath here. The more you relax, the easier it will be to achieve these goals. And gently pressing yourself up, sending that leg back and come into a tabletop. So move your blocks to the side, if you have them. Bring shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and just kick one leg out and then the other a couple times. So switching between them. And then send the knees out wide, uncurl the toes, bring the hips to your heels here. I'm going to leave you here in a child's pose, so we'll be bringing the hands forward and coming onto our forehead. But thank you so much for joining me for this short front and back splits flow. Let me know how your splits journey is going in the comments down below, and I'll see you again soon. Namaste.